Hey everybody, welcome back to Ryan Makes Sense. Today we are looking at Designer Brands Inc., ticker symbol DBI. They did report earnings yesterday. However, I've been wanting to look at the stock periodically because I think it is getting close to our apex, our area of opportunity, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But first, I want to let you know what we're going to be doing. We're going to see if the stock is worth $10. We're going to see if it's overvalued, undervalued. We're going to look at the balance sheet. We're going to see what institutions and hedge funds are doing. And we're going to run my stock price calculation to kind of give us a guide on is it going to be tracking up or down? And then again, the institutions and hedge funds ownership is going to also give us that supporting information. So I've charted this one before and so very funny. I must have done this on the weekly or maybe the monthly, but we have a bull flag here and then the rise, and then we had earnings, and that's an insane candle right here. Can you see this big candle? It opened up at 825 and closed at 1090. How incredible. And then a couple days later, came back down, tested this multiple bottom. And now it looks like this stock is breaking upwards. Is this a real move though? I mean, is this going to be a strong move? We're going to find out. Let's look at the bigger picture first and foremost. All right, so again, my area of apex, we have one right here. We have one right here. I mean, depending if the stock goes up, we have an area of here's our support and this long-term resistance right here. But what I'm more interested in is over here and potentially maybe over here. It really all just depends on earnings and if the company is getting their poop in a group. So I've drawn this one. I've drawn several things. Looking at these indicators, it looks like this is just a confused stock. And I say that because it's literally been sideways, no momentum up or down for, gosh, what? Since October of 23. Literally just been trading flat. No swings up or swings down on the monthly. On the daily, we saw that earnings were opened at $8 and went to 1090. But on the bigger picture, the grand scheme of things, flat. Strength is flat. It's kind of right almost at 50, which is the midline. I don't want to say based off, and then the money flows, actually, the money flow is pointing up. You can see it's risen, a little notch down, and a little kink up. And then the relative momentum indicator is also kind of flat, but a little downward with a little kink right here going up. So do bears or bulls have control? I'm going to say no. I think long term, it could be here or here. We're going to need some really strong guidance or information to determine if the stock is going to go low or high. And I mean, looking at this volume, let's move this. I mean, there's no real big, I mean, this is a big volume right here. There's no real big volume bars showing that this is getting ready for an expansion. And typically when you have an expansion, you'll see a tick up in volume. I mean, we kind of have a little, like it's low, 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 and then we get here and then it's a little choppy, a little higher. But I mean, it's nothing really out of the ordinary. So do bears have control? Do bears or bulls have control? As of right now, I'm not sure. Let's look at the bull and the bear targets in terms of where the stock could be going. Okay, so I mean, this stock is nice and hot on the daily. It's on a 60, could go higher. Um, yeah, momentum's heading higher. So I'm just gonna jot this down really quickly. So if I mean, this clearly broke through this resistance. Earnings aren't for about another 2 weeks. I'm recording this 2 weeks in advance. So I do see this possibly going and trying to test this 20 SMA. You can see it almost tested here, it tested here. Um, is this even an SMA? This is a FinViz drawn line. I don't want to, I mean, I guess we'll use that as a baseline. So for DBI, the price target number one to the upside is going to be $11. Again, right here. Upside target number 2 is gonna be, oh gosh, 1168. So 1168 to the up. And then to the downside, we do see this stock has come down and touched right here. 825 is going to be our support. So 825 and then potentially 781. If it does go lower, I mean, based off of this chart, this is kind of something you want to dollar cost average into long term. You'll get your long-term capital gains status. So when you go to sell, if the stock continues to do okay, hopefully for a profit, you'll be taxed less, depending on who's in office. Honestly, you never know. Okay, so now that we've done all that fun stuff, shares outstanding, this is great. This shows that there's natural and organic accumulation of the stock. It's going down. However, look at the shares float, 29%. That is a lot. Sales are decreasing down and to the right, 3.4 billion to 2.23 to 3.2, 3.3. Okay, this is 2024 and this is trailing 12. So let's look at their guidance, what they guided here. Hopefully, oh, drops on guide. So what we're looking for here is essentially what they're guiding for 2024. We want to see if we can expect a possible rise, or again, if their guidance was that horrible. Let's see. We're looking for guidance, so I'm just going to go ahead and scan. We laser focus. DBI expects to see net sales growth in the low to single digits. Diluted EPS is expected to be around 70 and 80 cents for the year, dog. That's not good. All right. I just want to double check this one, see if we got another. Is this the same? Okay, this was a auto-generated article. Last article, and then I'm just going to open up and see DBI. We're going to let that load. That's going to be our institution and hedge fund data. All right. Sales beats Q4 target. Okay, so EPS guidance for full year 24, 75 cents midpoint, missed expectations. So again, 75 cents. Margins down. This quarter, again, I'm scanning for okay. So yeah, this year's not supposed to be too hot, but I mean the stock is kind of holding up. I think we wait. There is exposure to this in the Russell RUT index. We'll see. I mean, there's a tactic where companies will say they're not going to do well. So when they come out and report earnings and they beat it, it looks like a big momentous feat. So as of this moment, I'm not buying it, but let's go ahead and just take a quick at the metrics. Forward P is 9.21. That means in the future, if they're continuing what they're doing now, not what they're going to guide and be doing, it's cheap. And that means sales, margins, etc. Quick ratio, this is a red flag, and we don't like red flags when we're investing. If they had to close their doors tomorrow, they would not be able to pay off all of their debts, notes, liabilities, etc. They do have a bit of debt, but they are slowly paying it off. So 3.45 down to 2.97, so that's good. They do pay a dividend. I wish they would cut that and put that money in the business. That's me being selfish. Sales the past 5 years, 2.68%. Gross margins, 31. That's fantastic. They are barely profitable. I wonder if that changes this quarter. If they do not become profitable, they're not even 1% profitable. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, they're not even 1% profitable. That could really, they need to cut the dividend if they are not profitable this quarter, because this company needs to succeed, because I want to see this thing touched back down at the 434 level, and I want to see it go back up to 40. So, and I think the portfolio of companies they have is wonderful. I don't think I shop at any of them, but people do. Again, under 100 million shares float, nice volumes. So again, year over the performance for the year is up 60%, but the performance this year is 13%. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Let's run my proprietary calculation. So they do 29,060,000 in income. They do 3,070,000,000 in sales. And I only include the market cap if it's over 1 billion. In this case, it is not. So we have this, and we're going to go down, down, down to the burning. All right, quarterly. They do have noise cache. So they have plus 754,350,000. Hello? Okay, we're going to remove 0. 754,350,000. Okay. Total DEET. Okay, we have to remove, I apologize, minus 754,350,000. I removed that because we're looking at revenue, not the balance sheet. I do apologize. That was a little test to see if you're following along. They have 49 million in cash, which is the second lowest they've had since 2022. The third quarter of 2023, they had 46 million. So we're going to go ahead and add 49,170,000. Total debt, long-term debt, 1,066,000,000. And we can see here, no, short-term debt, so it's reduced there. Long-term debt is up this quarter. It's basically up since third quarter of last year. Liabilities are growing. Assets better be growing. They are. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so now we're going to minus 1,066,510,000. Okay. And again, really quickly, total assets 2.28 billion. Liabilities 1.92 billion. That is a $300 million buffer. Just kind of, I don't want to say scary, but I mean, I would like to see a little bit more spread between their liabilities and assets. So let's see what insiders are doing. Harvey Sonnenberg sold 9,000. Did he get options, though? Stock options, Sonnenberg. I don't see that. Okay, Jared Puff sold 15,000 shares. Okay, so he got options, so that's fine. Mark Haley sold 16,000. Mark Haley 13,000 again. I'm not seeing any red flags here. Deborah Ferry selling quite a bit. Let's see if she's getting, so 369, about 100,000 shares. Did she get 100,000 options? She got 239 options. Good for her. Good for her. And then Stottenstein, he's not selling there. Where's the CEO? I thought it was Sean Sonnenstein, executive chair. Douglas Howe, CEO and director. So it's Howe. I don't see the CEO selling, which is good. I'd like to see the CEO buying, but I'm not seeing him selling. And it looks like a lot of these people are getting are selling for the options. So Jared Pop again sold 17,000. I don't see him getting options down here. So again, no red flags down here. The quick ratio does give me a red flag, but let's go ahead back up. So now we're going to pull this out and we're going to divide this by 43,120,000. $48 stock price. Did I miss a zero? 480. Let me see. 43,120,000. No, I don't think I missed a. And then 2 billion minus 1 billion. Yeah. I think this could actually short squeeze. And you're probably saying, what? How? About 30% of this stock is being shorted. So let's just run some quick math here. 43,120,000 times 0.3. So 4312 minus 1293. Let's do just minus 43. That means there's only 30 million shares outstanding. And at $10 a share, 30 million shares outstanding times 10. $300 million could freaking move the stock if someone just came in and dumped. And I only say that because when we see the big short squeezes with a lot of other companies, they trade 100 million shares. This doesn't even have 100 million shares to trade. So this is a very high, a very possible candidate for a short squeeze. But at the same time, this quick ratio is a little nerve-wracking there. So I had a $48 stock price, which means institutional ownership would be higher than 93. Analysts have $11 stock price, which is higher than the current stock price. 22. Okay, these price targets are from 2021 and lower, so we're going to ignore them. So basically, did I just find a diamond in the rough? If I did, institutions and hedge funds would be oogling over this, which means they would own more than 93%. It'd probably be over 103%. Drum roll, please. And again, the website we're going to look at has up-to-date data. Brother, I need some water for that one. Wow. This is not negative 118% ownership. Are you pulling my chain? That's a 25% increase in institutional ownership? Brother, what? This is the highest it's traded since June of 2022 for institutional ownership. June of 2022. 2022, June. When the stock was $15. This same ownership level was as high as it was back when the stock was $15. Are we expecting a $15 move here? I'm sorry, not a 15, not a 15. I mean, is this going to go? I mean, we would see this resistance at 15. No. Yes. Sorry. 1574. I'm going to add that as a target because it is a short squeeze. You know what? I'm actually going to do one better. So 1574 is the upside number 3. And then 1894. And you're probably like, dude, why is it going to go that high? Again, it's a short squeeze candidate. We could see a huge influx of volume, shoot the stock up. Short sellers might get liquidated, have to sell, buy the stock back at a higher price, making the stock go up higher. And the only reason that gives me that inclination is because the institutional ownership is sneaky. Very, very sneaky. Look at this. Who would have even Good job. Um, I'm at a loss for words because it appears institutions are getting behind the stock for a reversal. Or it could be they're just getting in to take advantage of the short squeeze and then sell. I really don't know how they think. Let's see what the big boys and girls are doing. Vanguard sold 800,000 shares. BlackRock sold over 1.3, around 1.3 million. Millennium sold around 2.8 something million shares. So who's buying? Who in that right mind is buying? These greens are new positions. These other positions here, like this SLLAX, you can see the minus sign here. So that means they decrease their position. PFM right here, PFM, they increased their position 170%. So you can go through this at your own leisure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Vanguard small cap added to their position. Vanguard added to their position. Vanguard decreased their total stock market. So again, it's a mixture. One part of Vanguard, maybe the mid cap is selling while the small cap is buying. All the different kind of funds Vanguard has, buying, selling, balancing, etc. That's why we're going to see this right here. I think this represents the ownership below that we're just showing you. But who owns? I'm just very, very, very curious. So just give me one moment. Whale Wisdom. We're going to see exactly who in the heck is buying this bad boy. All right, so we are back. All right, I've got to log in real quick here. Un momento. This is a fantastic site as well. I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Okay, give it a second. It is kind of slow, but again, it could be my my computadora. So looks like hedge funds have added over 2 million shares. Ownership is up 3% for hedge funds. Institutions have added around 3 million. Ownership is up 4% there. Again, this is where we're seeing that influx. Increased positions for hedge funds is up, down. Increased positions are down for institutions. Puts are up. Put call ratios up. Again, you can do this at your own leisure. So who owns the most? Yarger Wealth. They actually sold some earlier this year. They own. This is market value. What's this rank mean? I don't get it. We're gonna look at shares principal amount. Okay. Pacer Advisors purchased some recently. They added 2 million shares. Holy cow. BlackRock, again, we were just looking at BlackRock Vanguard. Couple big boys and girls. Woo! AeroStreet added 1.1 million. DE Shaw added 1.1 million. Let's see. Ooh, Bank of New York Mellon Corp sold almost 1 million shares. Marshall Wace added about 500,000. Susquehanna minus 294,000. Again, you guys can do this at your own leisure. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. We've looked at institutional ownership, bear targets, bull targets, potential short squeezes, my calculation, etc. If you made it this far, I'd really appreciate it. If you subscribed, left a comment or hit the like button or did something. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.